Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. As per the title, I've got a second EMF blanket here to open up and try out. Before I do, in case you haven't seen my previous video and know what this is all about, to cut a long story short, I have discovered for about a year now, I've actually got this sensitivity to Wi-Fi signals. We had it when we got a new router, and then we got rid of that router. I've turned the router off at night. Everything's been hunky-dory. In the past little while, my neighbors have got a router, and I've been getting the same radiation sensation thing going on. Now, some people were asking, because I'd never heard of this, what does it feel like? Like, what are the symptoms? How come you can't sleep at night with it? And the best way I can describe it, because I talked about this in the router video, it's like being in sunshine without the heat. Like, it's that scintillating feeling. And if you're lying on your side and you feel like a light shining on you, it's not a great sensation. And I mean, it's not so much that it's not something I can't live with, obviously, because I have been. It's more the long term. If I'm exposing myself to this radiation that I can feel on my skin all the time, it gets me worried, like, what are the long-term implications? You know, I'm sure if I Google it far enough, it'll eventually, the result will be very nasty stuff. So I'm just like, okay, I want to try things out. Now, a slight update and maybe some good news, I hope. When I did my first video, I think 2 nights into trying that previous EMF blanket, there was one night particularly, I remember I was lying on sort of my side or my stomach, and my left arm was kind of tucked underneath me. I could feel the sensation on the underside of my arm, like along there, really bad. And I was just like, I need another blanket. Because the one that I bought before was smaller and it was sort of covering my legs, but on my arm I could really feel it. And I was not too positive. Like, it got me worried. What can I say? But that day after at work, I was feeling weird, like sunburned, very, very minorly. Like, not in a way that was causing me any pain, but just like I'm emanating that feeling you get if you've been in the sun for too long. That was coming off me. And I just thought, this is really not good. Not good at all. But not too many people experience this. So for anybody who's watching this who has this hypersensitivity, I know where you're coming from. Don't let people tell you that you're crazy, because it's something that I have experienced myself. And with luck, this will maybe solve that. But again, the good news. The next day, and since then, for a couple of weeks now, I have not noticed the sensation as badly as before. I think it's still there, but not anywhere near, not to the point where I could feel it under my arm. And I have a feeling one of two things has happened. First likelihood, our building, every once in a while, our Wi-Fi will be a little bit getting interference. Somebody's got a blender or a vacuum cleaner or something like that just knocks my signal off. I'll be watching YouTube and it'll suddenly hit the loading screen, and it'll just take a while. And I'll sometimes be in the middle of a game like Battlefront or something, or a VR game online, and suddenly my connection is very, very slow. And then it'll be fine for time after that. And I wonder if the neighbors have also experienced whatever there is in the building here that's causing this interference once in a while. Did they, like, crank up the Wi-Fi router to the max to see, can I blast through whatever this interference is? And that's why I was feeling it so badly that one night. And then have they decided, you know what, this particular model ain't cutting it, or let's dial it back down because we can't get through the interference, it just eventually clears, or something. Like, my first theory, maybe they've changed router, or toned it down, or they've done something because I'm not feeling it as bad. Or number 2, whatever that sensation I had going to work the next day where I felt like I was sunburned, did that build up a resistance in me that now I'm not noticing the same signal strength as badly as before? I don't know. These are all very theoretical things. But Anyway, so for those who have voiced concern, and there have been a few subscribers who have said, hey man, I hope you're okay. I'm good. In fact, I'm better now than when I recorded that previous video. I hope it doesn't come back. I hope these people, whoever they are, don't decide to get like a Mega Kahuna airport scale router and like crank it to the max, because I can't take that. But yeah, no, things don't seem to be as bad now. Either this resistance I have built up maybe helped, or maybe the neighbors decided to change routers. I don't know. But that's going to make testing this second one a little bit trickier because I'm not noticing it as badly. However, I have a workaround. Still, first of all, let's just open her up and see what this one looks like. This one is a little more expensive. The last EMF blanket I got was 25 bucks. This one, oh, it's a bag in a bag, all right. This one was 90 bucks. So we're getting into a higher scale of quality, I hope, or strength, or something. Who knows? Alright, here is the other material. And it comes with a pair of gloves. What? The good news is, this one's a little more like that chainmail. Remember I had said with the last one, I was hoping for the stuff that looked a bit more like the chainmail that my buddy uses on his credit card? Because, as per my video from a few years ago, I once actually slept in my chainmail. And this might be that again. First of all, there's a note. This one says, my dear friend, thank you very much. Enclosed are small gifts for you, a pair of gloves and an RFID blocking sleeve for ID and credit card or passport. Ha! Like my friend. Please kindly leave positive review for us. Should you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Try our best to meet your demands. Hope to do more business, etc. So that's very good of them. Once I've decided if I like this, I'll put a link below to the one that I got. But that was very nice. So they actually sent me a pair of gloves that are these made of the material or something? They just look like a pair of like white gloves. I don't know. Maybe I'll use those in cosplay sometime. I don't know. Okay, and here is that RFID thing that I mentioned. So this is almost like plasticky material here. So you could theoretically, well, you know what? We're going to test this in a minute. But the pièce de résistance is the EMF blanket. Now, first of all, I made sure I got a good big piece. And this is a good big piece. This is really big. Wow. Whoa, okay, yeah, this is, you can't see me, but this is 5 feet by 6 feet? Yeah, because my arms, yeah, that's 6 feet there, and yeah, so it's about 6 feet by 5 feet. It's see-through-ish. I don't know if you can make me out, but I can kind of see you. And it does have the kind of almost chainmail-ish, shimmery kind of material look to it that I was hoping the previous EMF blanket was going to have. Alright, so I'm going to try this out and come back to you with thoughts and review and stuff. But most importantly, in order to verify if this thing actually blocks Wi-Fi, we are once again going to do the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star test. Now, what is that? For those who didn't watch the previous video, I've got a YouTube video loaded up here of somebody singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. That's public domain, so I'm not going to get a copyright strike for playing the song. I'm going to then wrap it in this material, and in theory, the video should get blocked because this thing blocks Wi-Fi, right? So let's fire it up and start wrapping it in this, and we will see what we will see. Funny thing is, Neil Morris said his 1-year-old listens to this, and even my sister said her son listens to this all the time. They know this particular Twinkle Twinkle Little Star very well, with the little owl doing his bit and all 9 yards. Well, any second now. All right, let's start wrapping it up. Well, it ain't blocking Wi-Fi. However, let's put one corner on the ground, like that makes a difference. I want to keep it still wrapped though. Okay. Nope, it's not blocking any Wi-Fi. So, that's unfortunate. Very curious though. Let's see. Let's pull that out of there. And also put it into, whoa, what did I do? Hey, you are not connected to the internet. Whoa, wait a minute, hang on. Let's just redo, tap to retry. Maybe we have got something. Let's wrap it up again. Give it a little chance here. Of course, the song is going to end, isn't it? Well, if it's blocking signal, it's taking a while. But you saw that, like, it suddenly lost signal. Okay, tell you what, let's reload the song before something else comes on. That's weird. It has lost signal while I was unwrapping it. Like there's a little back online there. So maybe this thing does block. Okay. So the jury's out on that. I will get back to you on that one. As I unwrapped it, on 2 occasions there, we did lose signal. So maybe this thing does do some kind of blocking. I hope so. I will try this out and I'll get back to you. Well, we have a winner. This thing definitely works. I'm very happy to report that. I tried making sure to see if this thing is giving me protection against the radiation sensation. It definitely does. Now, how did I do that if my neighbor's Wi-Fi router might have changed or reduced power or whatever? Well, our own router, the thing that started this whole thing off a couple of years ago, has actually been on today. And I've laid down with this thing on me on different parts of my body to see, do I feel the sensation? Yes, I do. Let's pull this blanket over me. Now I no longer feel it. So I'm very happy to report this is definitely working. And in fact, I'm going to prove it by once again doing the wrapping the iPod Touch in this stuff and waiting for the signal to cut out. Not going to do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star though, because we've done that and people I'm sure are tired of hearing that song. Instead, I'm going to play one of my videos, and what this is, well, let's get it started here. Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. This is my... So this is the discussion about the router to begin with. I'm now going to carefully wrap the iPod Touch in this material, trying not to touch the screen, and after a few circles, the signal should eventually cut out. Here we go. Unfortunately, though, about a month ago, you'll probably notice here, it has started to just blink, and I can't get it to work anymore. I've tried resetting it, I've tried hard booting it, I've tried everything that everybody recommends. This thing is toast. Now, that's fine, because I figured, well, I had a good decade of life out of this thing, and I was starting to notice that maybe for, I don't know, the last 6 months, sometimes connection on it was a bit flaky, so I just figured, you know what, it's had its time, it's time to send it out to pasture and get a newer router, even though I really, really love this thing. Great bandwidth, great speed, just too bad it eventually had to pack it in. So no problem, I thought. I'll check with a buddy of mine who's a network security guy. What are the latest and greatest wireless routers? Because mine needs to be replaced. And he gave me a couple of suggestions. So I went to a nearby store, Memory Express, and I'm really... There we go. Takes a second, but yes, we have now lost signal. So, there's the proof. It definitely dies. Now, I'm going to very carefully unwrap it, and in a way, I hope I can show you when I get the iPod uncovered again, there should be the usual sign saying, hey, we lost signal, and then it gradually comes back online. Let's just carefully unwrap this guy here and get it so that you can see the screen. Okay, there we go. So it's loading, 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 and then eventually it should kick in again. But yeah, that's without me touching it. It had definitely lost connection, and that is repeatable. I've done that several times now with the iPod Touch, so this material definitely works. It does block it. That's a relief. Back online. I don't know if you can make out that green little bar there. Skeleton sensation, but I definitely still was aware what room in the house this router was in. I could still feel it as I turned in my sleep. It's behind me now. Okay, it's off to my side now. Alright, so yes, this stuff works. Now, this is from a company called Professional Textiles Factory. I'm going to put a link below to the Amazon link where I bought this. They sell it in, I think, 50-inch strips, and you have to specify how many of those strips together. And I asked them, well, wait a minute, I want a wide piece. So would I order 3 of them that are the 50 by whatever? And they said yes. So this is, imagine splitting this into 3 pieces. They sell them in like stretches at a time. So anyway, if you want a wide blanket type, get 3 of them, and that's about right. The actual name of the stuff, I have to read it out because it's very lengthy, is Nano Silver Fiber Microwave RF Signal Shielding Anti-Radiation Conductive Stretch Fabric. That's a big mouthful. So yes, down below, it's what I got. Very, very good. Final note, I did just try that same iPod test with the NasaFez RF blanket shielding stuff. And it did also block on this if I wrapped the iPod enough times. So I think maybe this is still working. But this I can definitely, A, it's bigger, and B, I can definitely feel it is providing me with a bit of protection. So I like this stuff. The fact that I've got a little bit here, I don't know, maybe I'll make something for my upper torso or something like that for that piece. So that won't go to waste, but this stuff, this is the real deal. If you are suffering, like myself, with hypersensitivity to electromagnetic frequency stuff, definitely get this nano silver RF blocking, etc., etc., etc. Get at least 3, order 3 of them so that you get a wide piece. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. So that's the end of my quest for something to protect me from whatever router radiation stuff may come my way. I'm glad that it seems like the neighbors have toned theirs down, or I've built up a resistance. But as my last video proved, like, there's nothing to stop somebody else from coming in with some other mega kahuna router that could set me off. And at least this thing does seem to provide the protection I want. And those guys are super classy with the gloves and the RFID little protective sheet. That's quite nice. Yeah, so anyway, I'm rambling now. This video is long enough. So until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.